Hey everyone, Gundorix here with my Elementalist build guide for Guild Wars 2. Hope you enjoy.
Feel the fires of Balthazar!
I see a lot of people that run around with all these builds and all these ideas and theories of things they think they might like or things that they think are good, but like when it really comes down to it, none of it ever really seems to actually, work. I mean, of course, everyone wants to run around and do damage, but it's pretty hard to do when, take into consideration that if you want to do a lot of damage, you have to sacrifice a lot of survivability in order to do that damage. For Elementalist, it seems that there really hasn't been a build that has been actually discovered yet that, in my opinion, allows you to do tons of damage, have a bunch of utility, and survivability all in one. But I think I might have actually found one. I call this Spec the almighty ultimate retarded never die aura Spec, which spells out the word aura. See what I did there? Now, of course, I'm not going to take all the credit for this. I actually got the idea from Wooden Potatoes. If you watch his videos or don't watch his videos, go subscribe, check out his video about Elementalist builds. He actually gave me the idea for this spec, and it really works pretty well. So let's go ahead and actually talk about the entire build in full. For the traits, you take 10 fire, 10 air, 10 earth, 20 water, and 20 arcane. These 10 points that I've put into water, you do not need to put here. You can put them anywhere you want. As long as you have 10 points in fire, air, earth, water, and 20 points in arcane, you can put these 10 points that I put into water anywhere else. It is your own personal preference. You could go for more damage in fire attunement. You could go for more crit or more damage in air attunement. You could do more survivability through earth attunement or more condition damage. But this build, you can customize these 10 points whatever way you want. I just like these extra 10 points in water because it gives me an extra heal whenever I swap to water attunement, and it also gives me the ability to choose cantrips, grant me regeneration and vigor, and the ability to remove a condition from allies and myself when I attune to water. For this build, the traits you're going to want to pick are Spellslinger. Cantrips grant you 3 stacks of might when used. Zephyr's Boon. Auras grant fury and swiftness when applied. Elemental Shielding. You grant protection to yourself and allies for 3 seconds when you apply an aura. Cleansing Wave, and for me, Soothing Disruption, which remove a condition from you and your allies when attuning to water, and cantrips will grant you regeneration and vigor. Renewing Stamina, you have a 33% chance to gain vigor on critical hits, and Elemental Attunement, by far the best trait that every single Elementalist should have. This build is called the Almighty Ultimate Retarded Never Die Aura Spec for this reason. These 2 traits. Auras will grant you Fury and Swiftness when applied. Fury increases your critical hit chance by 20% for the duration. Swiftness increases your movement speed by 33% for the duration. Protection for 3 seconds when you apply an aura to yourself. Protection gives you 33% damage reduction for the duration. Now, with this build, you have 2 auras at your fingertips. And when I say at your fingertips, I mean literally, they're just buttons you press. The first aura is Shocking Aura. It's an air attunement. It'll stun everyone that attacks you for 5 seconds. The next aura is Frost Aura. You'll chill everyone who attacks you for 7 seconds. Now, the other 2 auras, Fire and Earth, are kind of tricky to get, but you can pull them off. For the Fire Aura, all you have to do is have a combo field fire. You can pull yourself through it with Magnetic Grasp. So for Double Dagger, you can throw down Ring of Fire, swap to Earth Attunement, use Magnetic Grasp, and you automatically get Fire Aura. It's really, really nice. The power of combo finishers, again, is really, really strong in this game, and that's just one of them. Now for the final aura, the Earth Aura, it's actually called Magnetic Aura, and the only way you can get it, because it's normally a staff ability, but the way you can get it through this spec is through your runes on your armor. Now this is a very strong rune, the Superior Rune of Earth. It'll give you a lot of toughness, increased protection duration, and it'll give you Magnetic Aura for 5 seconds when you fall below 20% health. and has an internal cooldown of 1.5 minutes. Now that is very strong. Not only do we get protection, swiftness, and fury from auras, but we will also get magnetic aura's ability, which is reflecting all projectiles. So whenever you fall below 20% health, you will take 33% less damage for 3 seconds, get fury and swiftness, and reflect every single projectile. Every single projectile. For example, a warrior the other day used his throw bolas on my magnetic aura when I was at 20% HP because he got me pretty low, and he was going to go for the kill with his throw bolas, so he threw them at me and it reflected back at himself, and he ended up immobilizing himself. Now for your utility abilities, you're going to want to take Cleansing Fire, Armor of Earth, and Lightning Flash. You may be asking yourself, Gundorix, why do you have 3 Sunbreakers? Well, it's because even with all of the protection that you get and all of the survivability in this spec, you need these Sunbreakers. Basically, you get Cleansing Fire because, as an Elementalist, you don't have that much condition removal. With Cleansing Fire, you'll be able to cure yourself of almost every single condition on you. Armor of Earth is taken because, well, you see a lot of Elementalists using the trait that you automatically gain Armor of Earth when you hit 50% health, but in my opinion, you don't actually want to use that. You want to use it so you can get kills. It grants you stability. Stability makes it so you don't get knocked over by anything, and you just are immune to all knockbacks, knockdowns, float fear days, stuns, etc. So when you're trying to down someone in tournament, you don't want to get knocked down or anything while you're trying to finish them. So an Elementalist can hop in, use Armor of Earth, finish the person off, and get out quickly because of their mobility with Ride the Lightning, etc. Your last utility, you want to take Lightning Flash. Lightning Flash gives you a ton of mobility. There's some glitches right now that allow you to teleport up and down into specific places. For the ultimate, you can use really any one you want. Tornado is good to have for team fights in tournament. Glyph of Elementals is good to have if you're running solo. If you use Fiery Greatsword, you probably want to run a different build than this. What most Elementalists do is run Glyph of Elementals. The Fire Elemental is probably the best one. If you want to win a 1v2 situation, you're going to want to summon that one. It does tons of damage, and it will grant might to everyone around it every so often. The Ice Elemental, it will deal damage and heal, or it also chills people in the area. The Air Elemental will grant everyone swiftness, and it will stun people. Not a very long stun, but it's good for single target damage. The Earth Elemental will deal damage, and it's extremely hard to kill. It doesn't really do too much damage, but it does grant everyone around it protection periodically. So it's a pretty strong ultimate to have. I suggest it just for this build because most of the time you will be running solo in this build in tournament, so definitely take Glyph of Elementals. Now for your healing spell, you're going to probably want to use Signet of Restoration. You can use whatever healing spell you like better, but I like Signet of Restoration just for this build. There will never be a time where you're not doing something and not casting. Even if you don't have a target, you can still cast spells. If you have lower than max health, you will still heal yourself, like I'm displaying here. I have no one in front of me, no one behind me, I'm just casting spells, but I am healing myself. I was able to get out of the fight, heal myself back up a little bit, get out of combat, and then run back in at almost full health. So now that I've talked it up and I've explained pretty much everything that I have to explain when it comes to this build, let's go ahead and check it out in action, shall we?
You'll cast the ashes off the ledge tonight. You wish the wind would whisk away your past mistakes of left behind. By chance our lives collide. We're on the run, no place to hide. We'll keep on creeping through the night. We'll keep on creeping through the night. Through the yeah. at the right